You are slammed all day, but the backlog keeps winning. You answer the same questions, rebuild the same report, chase the same approvals, and call it progress. Meanwhile, tiny delays stack up into missed weeks. Your best people look busy because they are, just not on the work that moves outcomes. Every time you switch tools, your brain pays a tax. Every time you wait on a handoff, the bottleneck disguises itself as being thorough. If you feel behind while working non-stop, repeating work is probably hiding in plain sight. Moving to slide 2. Here is a fast definition of repetitive work, so you can spot it without debating. If it happens weekly or more, it qualifies. If the goal is the same and the steps are mostly the same, it qualifies. If a trigger reliably creates demand, like a weekly meeting, a new customer, an invoice run, a build deploy, a support escalation, it qualifies. If it requires coordination, approval, or a handoff, it qualifies, even if it is only 5 minutes. And if the errors happen in the same spots, like missing fields, wrong versions, unclear requests, slow sign-offs, it is repetitive. Once you label it correctly, you stop treating it like random busyness and start treating it like a system you can redesign. Moving to slide 3. Now you need an inventory, but not a perfect one. Use last week because memory lies over longer windows. Open your to-do list, notes, and any personal tracker, and write down tasks you actually did, not tasks you planned. Then scan your calendar and copy every block that represents recurring execution, prep, follow-up, or status reporting. After that, skim your email sent folder for threads where you provided the same info, requested the same assets, or nudged the same people. Do the same in chat, especially the channels where work gets assigned informally. If you have a ticket queue, export or just scroll and capture categories that repeat. Include invisible work, approvals you gave, approvals you chased, reminders you sent, clarifications you wrote, and rework you did after someone misread the request. Those are often the biggest multipliers. Stop at 20 items. The goal is not coverage, it is signal. You are looking for the few repeaters that touch multiple people, create waiting, or generate the same mistakes. Once you can name the loop, you can finally price it correctly. Moving to slide 4. When you price it, do not confuse time with cost. Start with minutes per run, then multiply by a loaded hourly rate, not just salary. Loaded means benefits, overhead, and the real cost of that seat. Then add context switching. If a task takes 10 minutes but requires 10 minutes to regain focus before and after, price it like 30. Add waiting and rework. If a handoff sits for a day, that is delay cost. If 2 people redo the same step, that is direct cost. Now multiply across the team. A quick update done by 8 people every week is not quick. Finally, note opportunity cost signals, projects slipping, customers waiting, quality dropping, or leaders spending cycles on coordination instead of decisions. When the number feels uncomfortably real, you are ready to rank what to fix. Moving to slide 5. Use a simple 5 scorecard for each item on your list. First, minutes per run, averaged, not best case. Second, runs per week. Third, people involved per run, including the approver and the person who gets pulled in for clarification. Fourth, error rate or rework rate, even if you estimate it as low, medium, or high. Fifth, delay impact, what happens when it runs late or wrong, like missed revenue, customer churn risk, compliance exposure, or leadership thresh. You can score each from 1 to 5, or just write the raw numbers. Either way, the winners pop out fast. High frequency, high people count, high rework, high delay impact. Those are the loops worth redesigning first, because they usually share the same bottleneck signature. Moving to slide 6. When work keeps stacking up right before one step, you are looking at a bottleneck signature. You will see urgent pings hitting the same person again and again. That person turns into the gatekeeper, even if nobody gave them the title. Status questions flood your channels, because nobody can predict the next move. Deadlines slip, not from laziness, but from missing clarity. Spot the signature, and you stop blaming people and start isolating the constraint. Moving to slide 7. Once you see the bottleneck, name what kind it is. If work waits on a call, it is a decision bottleneck. Fixes usually live in faster decisions, smaller decisions, or clearer ownership. If the team keeps asking, what counts as done, you have unclear criteria, and you need examples, checklists, or acceptance tests. If you are blocked by missing numbers, files, access, or customer answers, it is a data bottleneck, so you map the input and who supplies it. If people jump across 5 tools, re-entering the same info, it is a tool bottleneck. If everything stalls because someone is nervous about risk, it is an approval bottleneck. If only one person can do it, it is a skill bottleneck. Classify it correctly, and your questions get sharp instead of loud. Moving to slide 8. To get sharp, probe the bottleneck with 3 questions. First, what triggers this task exactly? Not when it is needed, but the precise event that creates the work. Second, what must be true to finish? List the conditions, inputs, permissions, and decisions that make it shippable. Third, what causes the last redo? The final loop before completion is where hidden requirements live. As you ask, listen for 2 giveaways. Where do you copy-paste, because that usually signals a missing integration or a missing template? And what do you check manually, because that is either a quality gate that needs formal criteria or a trust issue caused by bad upstream data? When you can answer those 3 questions in one breath, you are ready to rank the damage. Moving to slide 9. Rank it with math, not vibes. For each bottleneck step, estimate weekly minutes as time per occurrence times frequency. Then multiply by the number of people involved, including reviewers, handoffs, and the person answering quick questions. Next, add a rework multiplier. If 1 in 4 items gets redone, multiply that step by 1.25. If half get redone, multiply by 1.5. Now add a delay penalty category. Some delays are annoying. Others freeze revenue, block compliance, or stop shipping. Give those a heavier weight so you do not optimize the wrong thing. Sort the list, then pick the top 3. If you chase more than 3, you will dilute focus and keep the bottleneck alive. Once the true rank is visible, the temptation is to automate, and that is where traps show up. Moving to slide 10. Automation is powerful, but it is also a force multiplier. If you automate chaos, you do not get order. You get faster chaos. Before you build anything, check if the process is stable enough to deserve software. If people cannot agree on the trigger, the done criteria, or the owner, code will just harden confusion. Volume matters. If the step happens twice a month, automation often loses to a clean template and a 2-minute checklist. Edge cases matter even more. One weird exception can eat your maintenance budget for a year, because every change needs retesting, and someone ends up babysitting failures. Data quality is the silent killer. Bad input does not stay local. It propagates downstream, creates manual overrides, and makes people stop trusting the system, which brings back the manual checks you tried to remove. And do not ignore security and approvals. The more a workflow touches customer data, payments, or permissions, the more reviews you trigger, and the longer deployment takes. If you want automation to pay off, earn it by simplifying first, then automating what stays consistent. Moving to slide 11. When a process is slow, don't try harder. Choose the fix type. First, eliminate a step that no longer matters. If it must stay, change the policy that forces rework, like approvals that add 0 risk reduction. Then, standardize inputs. Same file names, same required fields, same intake channel. Use forms so you stop decoding messy emails. Template outputs so quality is consistent without reinventing the wheel. Reduce decisions by setting rules once, then reusing them. Batch similar work and set time windows for requests so interruptions don't shred focus. Automate handoffs where possible, and add validation at the front so bad inputs get caught before they become expensive. You're not fixing people, you're fixing the system, so the right work happens by default, and you can prove it quickly. Moving to slide 12. To prove a fix, give it 14 days and make it measurable. Start with a baseline, current cycle time, current error rate, and how often work bounces back for clarification. Pick one success metric that matters most right now, like hours to completion or % of requests returned. Run a small pilot group, not the whole company. Keep everything else steady so you can attribute change to the fix. During the pilot, log exceptions, not opinions. Write down what broke, when, and why in plain language. If someone says this is annoying, translate it into data, extra minutes, extra steps, or extra errors. At day 14, decide one of 3 outcomes. Keep it, tweak it, or revert it. A good process earns its place with results, not consensus. And it stays good only if you protect it from backsliding. Moving to slide 13. To keep bottlenecks from returning, schedule a monthly repeat task audit and remove or tighten anything that crept back in. Assign one owner per workflow, so fixes don't die in committee. Maintain a single source of truth for rules and templates, and track cycle time on a simple dashboard so drift shows up early. Train new hires on the rules on day 1, not after mistakes. If this helped, subscribe for more systems you can actually run. In the comments, tell me the one workflow in your week that keeps slowing everything down. Technology changes fast. Great systems last.